Welcome. Okay, so we're going to start with just a little bit of a mobility warm-up. We're going to start with a nice, good lunge, drop it down low, and then we're going to reach both of those hands up. Whatever knee is up, we're going to flex over that side, so you should get a good stretch through that down hip, through that whole side, through that lat. We'll go ahead and bring that back up and push back. Alright, so we'll go to the other side. We'll do it from the front. Lunging forward, hands go up. Whatever side that knee is up, we're tilting our body over. Should feel a good long stretch through this whole side, all the way through that hip, through those quads, and hold it there for just a couple seconds. Back up and stand it up. Alright, so we're going to go 4 each side on that. Whatever pace is comfortable for you. I want you to just working on mobilizing through that whole upper body. Get a good stretch through that leg, and also working to engage that leg as well. So hopefully everybody's having a pretty good day so far. Ooh, hopefully everybody's balance is looking good. Just kidding, we won't be balancing much today. We will be doing some strength training today though. So that'll be a fun time. Get one more time right here. Tilting over. Good stretch. Remember, the whole point of this warm up is to physically warm you up. I'm go ahead and relax there. So we're going to kind of stay with the leg, hip mobility working here. So we're going to crawl this out into a high plank position. We're going to bring one foot up into that runner's lunge position, okay? Once we're into this position, we're going to actually shift the weight to that front foot, and we're going to press through that front foot into a stand, okay? We'll flip over, or if you have room to keep going, and we'll go to the other side. So walking out to a high plank, foot goes up, shift that weight into that front foot, and standing up. Alright, so a little bit more of a weighted lunge here. Not overdoing. So when you get to this runner's lunge, go ahead and hang on there for a second. Make sure you put some effort into that hip, and then we'll go through, or we'll step it up. So we're going to go 3 each side here. Get a good stretch in that hip, and push through. Alright, we'll go one more time. Each side. Remember, on those inchworms, really work to push those heels into that ground, stretch out those hamstrings, those calves. Do not get a lot of attention, so we want to make sure that we give what we can to them. And pushing up for our last one. There. Alright, so we're going to get our shoulders and our chest a little bit more warmed up. So we're going to go one more inchworm out into a plank position. So we're just going to hold that plank position for just a second. And then we're going to work to rotate open to a T. We're going to hang out there for about 2 seconds. We're going to bring that back down, reestablish that plank, and we'll go to the other side. So hold it again at top position for about 2 seconds. And we'll alternate back and forth. We'll do 4 on each side here. When you take your time with this, make sure you're really pressing down into the ground, establishing that good strong plank, and establishing that good strong T position. That abdomen, all those abdominals should be getting fired up as well. If you're with me, we're on our last one here. And then we'll bring it back up. All right. So let's go talk about our first set today. We're going to do just a little bit of arms to get things started. We're going to start with our small muscles. So we're going to work on our triceps here and our shoulders, front of our shoulders, and some front raises. Okay, so 2 movements. You have a couple of options depending on the weights that you have. You may have to do this in single arm. Depending on your weight, if you got something a little bit heavier, you can do both arms together, which is what I will do. Alright, so our first movement, we're just going to go ahead and rock into it. Kettlebell or dumbbell behind the head. Even if you have a weight plate, you can use this as well. You can use a bag of rice if you got it. So you're going to try to keep those elbows nice and tight together. And we're going to extend through those elbows, pushing that weight right up above head. So we're going to go 10 overhead tricep extensions here. We're going to try to again keep those elbows pointed forward. And we're focusing on extending through those elbows, through those triceps, and some good overhead tricep extensions. So we're going to work to kind of get these triceps nice and juiced up in the very beginning. So when we get later on, we're going to really be fighting them. I got 2 more here. Boom. And 10. All right. So second movement, you go ahead and check that out. We're going to do some front raises. Again, same situation. If you got something a little bit lighter and you do single arm, you can. But if you have a weight that you can do both arms together, we're going to take that kettlebell or dumbbell with those nice straight arms, and we're going to lift straight out, boom, and back down. All right? Standing nice and tall here. I want to make sure that you're not swinging that weight. I want you to just focus on lifting it up and lowering it back down. All right? So define pause at the top and at the bottom of each rep. There's 6 for me. We're up to 10 on here as well. Nice, slow, in control every rep. All right. So we're going to check that out. Take as much time as you need. So we're going to do just those 2 movements. We're going to do 3 quick rounds on there. So if you need to adjust weights, I'm going to go ahead and drop down a little bit for those overheads. So like I said, we're going to try to burn through that upper body real quick at the beginning of this workout. I want you to make sure that your abs stay nice and tight. All right, we're not sticking that butt out or rounding that back, anything crazy. Nice and tight. Try to stay true to this movement, just pressing through those triceps. Same deal. I want you to try to avoid bouncing those movements and control at the top and at the bottom. All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's a great start to some equipped class. So once you've got your energy back, I'm actually gonna, if you have dumbbells, like I said, if you got weights that you want to do in each hand, you can. It's the same situation. We're going to lift and lower. All right. So round number 2, still staying with those 10 reps. We're going to have a tendency on these front raises to want to shrug those shoulders up. I want you to really focus on keeping those shoulders down, keeping those shoulder blades pulled down and back, tucked in your back pockets. Nice proud chest as you lift here. Going 10, 3 to go. Keep those shoulders relaxed, shoulders down. All right. I'm gonna take a quick break and grab a sip of water. All right, if you're at the point where you're struggling to get through those reps, if they're getting really sloppy, go ahead and cut a couple reps off. Totally fine. I'd rather you keep everything else looking good and feeling good rather than trying to really just hit that rep range. I want you to focus on making sure those reps are good. All right, let's go for our third round here. 10 more reps of each, and we'll finish this up. Use overhead triceps, really squeezing that back of the upper arm between that shoulder and the elbow. That's your tricep. Tricep is responsible for one thing, and that is extending the elbow. So we want to make sure those shoulders stay right where they are. Ooh, I'm gonna break this into 2 mini sets. Here we go. Final 4 reps. All right. So we're hitting it hard, we're hitting it early. We're in our last round of front raises. So like I said, shoulders want to stay down, rested. Try to keep that nice proud chest. Avoid swinging those weights up, okay? Want to be a very controlled lift, okay? All right, here we go. Last 10 front raises. Take your time, be in control each rep. Should be coming to about eye level with those hands. So we're breaking the plane of the shoulder, coming above that 90-degree mark. Lift and lower, all right? No swinging. 3 reps to go. Last one. All right. So let's take a quick breather there, grab some water. If you have it, we're going to change gears here, going into some lower body movements. Lower body movements, we are going to split into left and right sides, all right? So first thing we're going to go is for some overhead lunges, okay? So we kind of burn out those triceps. Now we're going to have to really work to overcome that fatigue and keeping that arm nice and straight up overhead, okay? So whatever weight you're using, let's go ahead and grab that. Overhead lunges, so we're going to do alternating lunges with one arm holding that weight up, okay? So we're going to do 8 alternating legs, and then we're going to switch hands and do another 8, all right, for a total of 16. So punch that kettlebell or dumbbell straight up in the air, whichever hand you choose. All right, so we're going to be lunging left for 1, right for 2, left for 3, right for 4, all the way to 8. Keep that arm pushing straight up. There's 7, and there's 8. I'll go ahead and bring that down. We'll push that up on the other arm. All right, same deal. Left for 1, right for 2, left for 3, right for 4, going to 8. Finish at your own pace. Keep that balance. Working on stability in that shoulder. I think that was 8. Okay. So we'll give you a quick break on that one. All right, so next one is going to be a little bit more difficult. We're going to be working on some wrist stability as well as some grip strength, okay? So what I call a bottoms up squat. So if you have a kettlebell, this is great. If you have a dumbbell, I'll show you a variation here in just a second. So this is a kettlebell preferred movement. So if you have a wide enough kettlebell, if not, go find some bigger grip muscles real quick. All right, so the bottom of the kettlebell, right, that's going up towards the ceiling. So we're holding the kettlebell right here. What we're looking to do is take a good, nice squat and stand it up, okay? So we're just gonna go for 5 on this side. If you have a dumbbell, what I wanna challenge you to do is gripping the head of the dumbbell, keeping that dumbbell up just like this, all right? A little bit different wrist position, but we're still working that grip strength. All right, so we're going 5 on that first side. Once you get 5, go ahead and switch hands and give you another 5 squats. All right, so again, working to stay strong in that wrist, find that balance. Other hand can do whatever it needs to. Try not to touch the kettlebell though. Let's go 2 more here. Notice I'm not rushing. taking my time to find the balance of that kettlebell and back down. All right, so actually I'm gonna do one more round of these leg movements since we're doing each side. We're gonna try to keep it still in the same time block. All right, so to give you a quick rest, we're gonna go back to those overhead lunges. Reminder on those overhead lunges, elbow looking to fully extend. A lot of times we like to keep a slight bend in that elbow. I want you to really put effort into extending through that elbow. All right, keeping that bicep close to your ear, okay? Try not to get that elbow away from you. Punch it straight up, all right? You ready for it? Let's get that weight up overhead. Again, if you have a dumbbell, same situation. You're just punching that straight up. Let's go for it. 8 on each side. If you notice, I keep that other hand either on my chest or on my abdomen. Just a reminder to keep it tight here. Keep that chest up nice and proud. All right, so if you have weight in your hand, you start falling forward, it's gonna get real wonky up there on the elbow and the shoulder. All right, so nice proud chest, nice tight abs as we lunge on that other side for 8 reps. Good, keep punching that weight straight up, biceps into ear. Here we go. One more each way. Nice tight abs and relax. All right. So we're gonna go back to those bottom up squats one last time. A kind of a pro tip here. If you're having a really hard time, if that fatigue in that wrist is really settling in, if that kettlebell is just a touch too heavy, what we can do is here, and I have a black shirt on, here on the kind of corner of the kettlebell, if we grip towards that kettlebell and put that thumb on the outside, all right, you're gonna get a little bit more stability in that wrist as opposed to grabbing it just here in the bottom, all right? So try to grab it a little bit more towards that corner so you can take a little bit of weight off of that bottoms up squat, but still gonna give you the same result, I guess. We're doing the same thing, just with a little less resistance to it. All right, so bottom of the kettlebell up towards the ceiling, 5 good squats on each side. Again, I want to remind you to keep it slow, keep it controlled, all the way down and up. 5 good ones. This is more of a grip strength exercise than a lower body squat exercise. Those legs are there just to put some dynamics into that wrist strength. All right, that kettlebell starts to fall. Very good. Just reset it, and we'll bring it back down. 2 more here. Last one. Big squeeze in that hand, and relax. All right. That's somewhere a little different, huh? Forearms feeling good? Great, great, great. All right, so we got one more set here. We're gonna work some chest press. So we're gonna do some single arm chest press. So whichever side you would like to do. We're gonna do one side and then we'll do the other side. So let's go ahead and grab either dumbbell or kettlebell, whichever one you are working. You can take those legs straight out in that supine, or you can have that 90-degree bend in those knees. Either way, I just want you to focus on pressing that low back into that ground, okay? Kettlebells out to the side, elbows starting on the ground. We're pressing right above that chest, pressing our body into the ground as we press that weight up. Bring it back down, pause, and press, all right? We don't want to be bouncing off the ground. We want you to come down, take a second, and then press, all right? Big control, name of the game here. We're going for 8 good reps. We got 2 more here. Once you get all 8, go ahead and switch arms. No real good way to do it. So find a way that'll work for you. Start on the ground, press that low back into the ground, squeeze those abs tight, and then press. All right, 8 good ones. So we have that single side loaded. So I want to make sure that opposing side, we are still working to stay balanced through that torso. We're not turning that opposite shoulder up as we come down or pressing it down as we press. Want to make sure those shoulders, those hips, everything stays nice and level as we're pressing through. One last one. All right. Once you get all 8 on each side, we're going to do a fun little test, and we're going to try to max out our push-ups. All right, so we're going to have a real burner of a final section here. All right, so we got 8 on the left, 8 on the right, and then we're going to go into push-ups. Okay. Want to try to get as many as you can. We'll give you about 30 seconds or so to get those reps. You do whatever variation of push-ups you are comfortable with. All right, on your toes, on your knees, on a bench, with your feet on the bench. Either way, let's get to it. Get as many push-ups as you can. Maybe it's only 3. Maybe it's 303. Whatever it is, I want you to try to keep that form. All right, once that form starts to fall apart, once those hips go back up in the air like this, all right, and we are finished. Okay, I want you to really try to push out what you can there. We'll take about another 30-45 seconds of a rest, and we've got 2 more rounds of this. Okay, we're gonna finish strong here, folks. Give you a little bit of time to rest, shake those arms out. Don't worry if you're sticking around for strength flow. It's a little bit more legs and hips, so we can really put that work in on that upper body here. All right, so let's get down and get ready for round number 2 of our chest press. All right, again, whatever leg situation you want. I'm going to take them straight this time, and we're just going to go 8 good strong presses. Might feel a little bit heavier this round. That is by design. I want you to really focus on that abdominal control. Really pressing that opposing shoulder down into the ground as we press. Keep that strength here, folks. Come on. 2 more. Driving through that elbow. Finish that rep all the way up. Once you get your 8, switch sides. I always finish with my stronger side. Alright, so you can get as much of that nervous system going into that non-dominant side as possible. So you get that one as fresh as possible, and then you put the extra work onto that dominant side because you know you can handle it. Come on, folks. Going to 8 here. Strong on that opposing side. Keep those abs tight. Really push that low back into that ground. 2 more. All right. So we're going to shake that out. We're going to go into another round of push-ups. I want to try to get 1 more rep than you did last time here, folks. We're going to bring this one home. All right, let's get up. Let's do this thing. 1 last round, push-ups. I want you to really push that envelope. You can come up into that plank position if you need to, but make sure those hips stay level. Let's go 2 more. Alright, that's about all I have. Alright, folks. I'm going to give you a nice little reprieve. We're going to end things up right there. Okay, so hopefully you really gave it your best on that last round of push-ups. That's going to do it for us today in some equip class. Let's go ahead and shake those arms out. Take a little breather. Grab some water. We'll be back with strength flow here in just a couple minutes. Alright? See you then.